Good
Yo!
morning. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. How's it going?
How's it going over there, Jack?
It's good. It's good. I've just been doing a lot of content recently, so happy to be on live again. Actually did my first live stream for my own personal projects yesterday, so that was cool.
Woo, that's
maybe
awesome.
Live streaming's the future. What do you think, Grace?
I think so. I think it's just a good way to like connect in a more like real setting, you know, on social media.
Definitely.
Which is what we're going to be talking about today, I guess.
It is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Grace, what are you up to? How's it going?
I'm good. Yeah, not too much craziness. I feel like last week was a fun time. Obviously, if you were on the show, you would have seen that Jack and I were at Kapwing HQ in SF. So that was a good time. It was fun to have you here, Jack, but it's always fun to see you anyways. So I'm glad we can still be here on our Fridays together.
I know. Thank you, technology.
Yeah.
Well, let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Would love to know. We've got New York and SF in the house as usual. Do we have anyone? Ooh. I don't know. Do we have anyone who lives in the smallest country? Who lives in the smallest country or state? Let us know. Yeah, but why don't we pop into our conversation today, Grace?
Yes.
Can I be real with you?
Only if it's not on the app. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with all you guys today. We're talking about BeReal. Is it the next big thing? Is it the next Instagram? Or is it just a fad that's going to come and go? Really interested in your guys' takes. But we're gonna hop into that right now.
How many people here have actually used BeReal or still use it? I would like to know in the chat, because I feel like that will, if you don't know what BeReal is, that's gonna make a difference, you know, in the convo. So, yeah. Jack, do you use BeReal?
Are you? Oh, I was about to ask.
I beat you to it.
I have never used it really for real. I've used it once for a tutorial for our YouTube channel.
Nice.
Because I don't know, as we were seeing and hearing, it was popping off. This was a few months ago. It was like when it was kind of first getting trafficked online, and we were like, we have to make a tutorial on it. So I figured out like how to delete a BeReal, because like they made it like hard to delete a BeReal. But other than that, I never used it, but I actually did get some like friend requests from some friends, and they'd text me and be like, add me, like, why aren't you adding me? Just because I wasn't using it. But I was like, really interesting just to be like, oh, like you're using this social when like you're not active on Instagram, you know, these types of people that like aren't really active elsewhere. So really interesting. Grace, are you on BeReal?
Yeah. I used it for a hot minute. I was like doing it, trying to do it daily, and maybe I did it for a week, I feel like, but I don't know. It just felt for me like another thing I had to keep up with. Yeah. Like, I guess for context, for people who don't use it or don't know what it is, it's like an app where you, once a day, every day, it'll send a notification to everyone on the app and be like, this is time to be real. And you just have to take a photo of what you're doing in the moment. And it takes it's a front camera and back camera photo. So there's kind of two parts to it. And the whole point is like, their whole thing is that it's like, I think their website literally says your friends for real. So it's trying to be like, oh, like just take it in the moment. Like everyone sees what they're doing, because you're not doing like some wild, interesting stuff all the time. But yeah, it just felt like another thing I had to keep up with, another thing to be like, oh shoot, the notification's here, like let me go take it, and like trying not to be like too staged about it or find a moment that I'm really like, oh, proud of, but also like trying not to be like in my like bed all the time, like every time I do it, you know? It was just a weird thing to like navigate. So I was just like, you know what? It's easier to just not have this.
Yeah. This was the type of thing that I truthfully, honestly thought was going to die in like a month. Like I really did not see it continuing to grow. And I feel like it really has. Like I've been seeing like coworkers, and our
Yeah.
intern in the chat just said she uses it every day. Like, people are actually using this, and until I started like actually seeing people do it in real life, like I really thought it was just going to be a come and go fad of a social media.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to wonder, like, does it actually have staying power? So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Spicy.
Firstly, I think we should talk about BeReal as a platform, though, and sort of the vibe that it's going for. The vibes are that it's trying to go for a more authentic view of social media. As Grace was saying, it's like only for your friends. You have to take it in the moment. You like can't really delete or retake, even though you actually can. But so do you think that like BeReal actually does show a more authentic view of socials? Or is it just sort of like the idea of being more authentic slapped on like another app that's the same?
Yeah. I feel like with social media, it does come down a lot of times to like how you specifically use it or how your friend group or community uses it, because there's so many like ways to use it. So I think it depends on the person. Like I think some people genuinely are trying to be more like literally, this is what I'm doing in the moment. I don't care. This is it, you know? But I think it's becoming more and more another place to kind of like make your perception, like have a certain persona or like give out a certain perception to people.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a thing you can ever avoid with social media, with like something where you're taking photos and they're captured and everyone can see them. And maybe in this case it's a little different because not everyone can see it. It's not like a public profile. You have to accept people into like your friend group or whatever for them to see your stuff. But I do feel like it started as like more authentic, and now it's the more widespread and the more like features and stuff they add to the platform, it's like kind of steering away from that. I don't know. Yeah. What do you think, Jack?
I think it probably is more authentic in a way, in terms of like there's less, like I think the vibes that everyone's feeling on Instagram right now, and comment if you feel this is wrong, but that it's getting very brandy, very corporate, very influencer, and shying away from like your personal relationships and seeing what people in your life are actually up to. So I do think like just having that closeness probably does impact the authenticity, and also just that like there's less like noise. Like you can only post once a day, right? So like there's less,
True.
I don't know, like stories and like explore and whatever. Like it's just kind of like right now, at least, it is what it is. So I think that's kind of nice. But I don't know, like you said, like I kind of, I think people are starting to more and more like pose for their BeReals, like when you're doing something interesting, like trying to not look like you're in bed, you know, every day at the prompt.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to actually take the photo during the prompt. You can just do it and be late, and there's no consequence for it. So like, why not?
Yeah.
And
I think that's
so I
totally
think
fair.
it's probably like more authentic in some ways, but like, I don't know. I guess the question also becomes like, was Snapchat more authentic? It kind of reminds me a lot more of Snapchat than Instagram.
That's true. I do get that vibe. Because I feel like it's less about like content. Like I feel like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, a lot of times now it's like you have a huge audience, or you're trying to build that audience, and you're creating stuff that they can consume and watch. And like you're really curating this persona. But Snapchat was always about like the friends thing. And I know they added like their fake version of TikTok and stuff like that. But I still think the core of Snapchat is like you have your friends or the people you're snapping, and like it's just like a moment in time. So I do agree with that. And I think like part of maybe I think this is where a lot of these apps go wrong, is like they start out, they have a good idea, and then they try to add too many things or adjust too many things. So like it started from like you have to take it in the moment to now you could take it whenever, basically, and it's still that one photo, but you can take it whenever. And like there's I feel like people they'll wait till their activity of the day or something and like take it. And I think now they're even considering like a paid plan, like subscriptions for BeReal, because I guess they need some revenue model as a company, and like they don't want to do like put ads on the app. So then what happens when that is like, if that's introduced, it's just, but it like, I think it starts becoming bloated. And I think that's where Instagram in particular got really messed up, is like, maybe it was like the integration with Facebook and the acquisition and all that, but I just feel like Instagram is so much, like you said, like the stories, the reels, the posts, like, and they used to be even worse with like IGTV and all that. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm interested though. Speaking of how Instagram has gotten really bloated, and in some ways TikTok has too. Like they've even added the stories now. TikTok's gonna be 10 minutes long. You know, like they're trying stuff out too.
Right.
I do wonder, like, if, because I do agree that like having a really specific niche sort of for social media is like good because you can focus. But I also wonder, like, BeReals is pretty specific in terms of like it's a dual camera photo, right? And now other social medias have implemented that. TikTok has, what is it called? TikTok Now. And Instagram like has one. Like, do we really think that BeReal can survive just with this one feature when it's adding like other features, or other platforms are adding it? Because I have to think about my own usage. And when Instagram added stories and stole that from Snapchat, I was done with Snapchat literally right then. Like that was it for me. So,
and like Clubhouse, this was like the story of that audio app Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys remember it. It feels like a long time ago now, but like they introduced audio social media and these rooms, and then like Twitter, Instagram, maybe
Discord.
Discord, Twitter stole it. I think Spotify tried it too. And so now Clubhouse, it's like, well, who's going to use Clubhouse? Because everyone else is on all these platforms already anyway. It's also interesting how TikTok is trying to make it such a big thing. Like, it's one thing to add it. Like, I feel like Instagram added their dual camera feature and it's just there. I haven't really seen much of it. Maybe that's a problem, but like TikTok is really pushing it. Like the bottom toolbar on the app, one of the 4 icons is for TikTok Now, is for their like fake BeReal. And it's just like, even when you're scrolling in the feed, you'll see like someone else's BeReal or like TikTok Now show up, and they're like, click to view. And like, if you want to view it, you have to do your own. Like, I don't know if I feel that TikTok is the place for that. Maybe they're trying to capitalize off of like, oh, everyone thinks of TikTok as like authentic, being your true self and stuff, but it feels a mismatch to me.
I don't know. I kind of get it, given that like, I don't know. I just think Instagram at this point, it feels weird to say this, but like they've flopped so much that it's like, even if it's there, no one's gonna try it. But like TikTok, pretty much, I feel like, okay, this can't really be true, but like in my head, they have never had like a true huge flop on their app in terms of like new features. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm forgetting anything, but like, so when they like push something, I kind of feel like it's gonna work. I don't know if that's
interesting.
Just like,
I know,
their reputation is better.
I feel like that's true. Like I can't bring to mind like one huge thing they tried that didn't really work so far.
Yeah.
But maybe it's also like we're biased now because Instagram has such a history of like copying other features and like it being so blatantly obvious and people not liking it, that everything they do now, it's like, ugh, like, come on, Instagram, like, why are you doing that? Versus TikTok is like kind of just getting into that realm where they're big enough that they can start copying things. So we're like, okay, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I feel like we're being more forgiving.
No. I don't know though, because like I said, when Instagram adopted stories and stole that, I was like, amazing. Like,
okay, fair.
Like that, it totally worked. It was totally seamless. Everyone uses it. Everyone, I feel like, honestly, I feel like stories are more active probably on Instagram now than posts.
That's true.
So I feel like that was like a huge win for them. But so I kind of get that vibe from like TikTok trying to push this so hard. Is like they're trying to do that. They're trying to make this so integrated into the platform that like we don't even remember BeReal in a year. You know?
Yeah.
which I think can work also
yeah.
because you already have a lot of your friends on TikTok, right? Like you don't have to add them all and whatever.
Right.
Onboarding is so much easier for new people who want to get into it. And people are already on it for hours and hours every day. Whereas BeReal, like maybe you're on it, I don't know, 20 minutes, but like I feel like there's not as much content there. So like it'd be easier to get lost on TikTok and then just move over to the Now tab while you're there. Like I feel like, I honestly feel like, hot take, I don't know if BeReal can survive unless they like innovate again. But like this one feature, I don't think is unique enough to.
Or it's too easy to copy.
It. Yeah, so easy to copy.
I think I'm with you. I'm like not confident we'll like know BeReal as like a common thing we talk about in like 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just too easy to copy that feature. And it's just like when people are already on a certain platform, it's hard to get them to move over. So, okay, the other thing that I thought about is I feel like BeReal is not geared for brands. Like, it's very much like an individual person thing. You have your BeReal, you add your friends or your friends add you. Rip BeReal. But I feel like a big part of social media nowadays and like why people still make content is like the money making side of it. And so even if it's not like a company, like if you're a person trying to monetize your content, then you post on these social media platforms. And like there's not really a way, like they're gonna have to make some real big changes if there's gonna be a way for people to monetize on BeReal, you know?
Or just like some BeReal changes.
Yeah, some real changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think there's been some cases of brands starting to use BeReal, and it's definitely on their radar. Like I think Chipotle started using BeReal to send out discount codes and be like, "Oh, you're a Chipotle insider," and like get people talking about it more. But there definitely doesn't seem like they're welcoming brands, and I think that is also what Clubhouse kind of did too. They like really were against having brands have accounts on there. So I don't know. Do you think BeReal should have brands, or do you think that's like also going to be downfall?
It's a hard one because like when we think about, if we're thinking about success of platforms, like it has to, I think, like if they want to make money. Maybe that's like more of how they should make money, rather like to me the pro plan for BeReal sounds terrible, given that like given that TikTok has implemented pretty much the same features and it's free, like no one's gonna want to pay for BeReal. But like brands, if they want to capitalize on this, like I could see them working with BeReal and paying a much higher rate than like than a personal $5 BeReal plan. You know, if you could get $50,000 or $500,000 from Chipotle, like that would be awesome. So I think that's like a better integration. I think, like it all comes down to, again, like, can they make this work as a innovative and profitable company? Like right now, they don't really seem to have a value proposition in terms of like for their investors. Like I'm sure their investors are like, all right, what do we do now? And I feel like if they don't make it happen literally right now, like if they don't make something happen, it's going to be over. So I feel like they're going to have to embrace brands eventually. I don't know.
Because I definitely think there's potential for it to be almost like a Patreon type of place where it's like exclusive content, basically, like exclusive, real, like behind the scenes content that I think any like brand or probably more like a content creator, someone who's trying to like build an audience on social media, like that can be a good place to try and like provide this extra stuff that Patreon is known for, of like these extra like pieces of content. I have seen a few content creators actually like linking their BeReals in their bios and using it like that. So I think there's definitely potential there. I think that probably would be the smartest business move for them. Although that probably is going to be a longer term thing of like, will Chipotle want to pay like a bunch of money? You know, like will brands want to pay a bunch of money right now. Probably not, but maybe they'll get some peanuts from like individual people in the meantime.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. If this is like an up and coming platform and people feel like it's more authentic, and it's especially when there's fewer brands being integrated on BeReal, like it would be a huge deal if like Chipotle
Yeah,
was did a big campaign. Like I don't know. I don't see why they wouldn't be interested in it.
That's fair.
Um,
And like even if it dies, it's like it was a hype like stunt in the moment or something. Like it gets
Exactly.
people talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So I
could
could
see
see
it.
it. But
Yeah.
I also think, yeah, in terms of like the exclusive thing that you're talking about, like sort of like being a Patreon, I think that's an interesting idea. Like it is, I don't know, like I guess, never mind. I don't know. I'm just like, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Idea axed.
Yeah, idea axed. Let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I guess my question is about sort of the future of BeReal. We're talking about the future of BeReal.
Yeah.
Like right now it's photo based, it's personal, like personal small groups based. But do you think it's going to have to move towards video eventually? Like seemingly everything is. TikTok obviously, even Twitter just like released this new like video, adding videos to like posts. You can have 4 videos now or whatever. And Instagram, obviously, we don't even have to say what is this.
We got some action in the chat.
Spammers. But yeah, what do you think? Does it have to move towards video?
I feel like if they move towards video, it feels a little bit disappointing because I think part of the appeal right now is that it's everything that social media is not. Like it's moving in a direction that the rest of social media is not, which is kind of like nice, you know, like every social platform is trying to push video. Like Instagram has been so outwardly like explicit about that. They're like, the future is video. We need to have video. And then everything is moving away from friends-based to like suggestion and algorithm-based content. And so I feel like that was like part of the interest in BeReal too. So I think they will probably eventually do video because I think there's some truth to the future is video thing, but like what does that look like? You know, is it like posting like a BeReal, like a video that you have to take in like 2 minutes? Or if they like, I think a key thing would be if they started allowing people to upload video from their camera roll. That would feel like the opposite of what BeReal is all about. So I don't know if they would do that, but I could see them doing the video, like just taking a video. Because I think actually TikTok now does have video capability. Like you can do your now as like a video.
So they're like ahead of BeReal already potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm worried for them. I'm worried for BeReal. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen. But also, who am I to say? This is also coming from someone who doesn't use BeReal, so easy for me to say that. But
I think it's also just like the Clubhouse whole saga like happened so recently. We saw the rise and fall of Clubhouse over the past few years, and I guess they're still around. And honestly, they actually have like a couple hundred employees, so it's not like they're like dead by any means, but they hit this like meteoric like level of everyone talking about it. Like, wasn't Mark Zuckerberg or like Elon Musk on there? That's like, you know, you've like really reached some level of people talking about you, and then now it's like, what's Clubhouse again? You know, so
yeah,
I could see the same thing happening, but hopefully it doesn't.
Also, okay, maybe this is completely left field. What one of the chat members just said, it would be cool if they introduced a prompt for video. It kind of inspired me to think about like, what if BeReal was a dating app? Like, if you had to, you know, take like, it'll give you a prompt like, do your best impression of a SpongeBob character or whatever, and then everyone had to do like something, and then you'd like match people based on like if they make you laugh or if you think they're cute or whatever. Like, I wonder if there's actually room for like a dating thing.
Yeah.
But then it would be even less real probably because people would be like trying to look cutesy. But still, like, it's more real than probably your average dating profile, which like is a whole other aspect of social media that like is super fake, I think, and hasn't been like realified.
Yeah, I could see it being like having a friends side of BeReal and then like a dating side of BeReal, and you can like go back and forth and have different profiles or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I guess it would
like
be weird
one.
for like us, you know, for people to be able to like see where you are, but like a stalking situation. But I guess that's, I don't know.
Well, you don't have to. Like, if you're gonna, yeah, okay, I could see how that's problematic if like they're just like posting wherever they are all. But people do that on Instagram.
It's
well,
true.
I guess
You're
that
right.
Instagram's not a dating app.
Yeah, but I mean, well, it practically is. I feel like at this point,
Almost, yeah.
You're just like always stalking people on Instagram. Yeah. Okay. Well, finally, yeah. I know we already spoke about this. I already have said my piece about whether I think BeReal will survive. I think no. Grace, do you think BeReal will survive? And I also want to hear you guys in the comments in the chat. Will BeReal survive?
I think it really depends on if they can continue innovating and like keeping people's attention, because if they don't, for sure they're gonna not survive. I think like I give it like a year and a half. I give it a year. I think I'd be interested to see like in a year, are people still using BeReal? And the other thing I feel like we didn't talk about is like, I think I've talked to a couple of people who have said they like BeReal, not just so they can keep up with people, but because there's this archive of like every photo you've taken on BeReal from the past. So you can literally see like basically it's like a 1 photo a day type thing, which I've seen other apps. Like, do you remember 1 second every day? Do you remember that app? Did you ever use that?
Yep.
I love that concept of like,
yeah,
but it's like cool that you're like, you have a thing from every day, and if you can compile that video at the end of the year, that's like such a nice memory to have.
Definitely.
So I think there's like potential in that as well. Like, and Snapchat memories, that's like the kind of analogous Snapchat version of it.
Yes.
I think if they can capitalize on that, that's like what kind of keeps people like motivated to use it, you know, beyond just like, oh, I want to see what my friends are doing.
I think that's kind of really smart.
Yeah,
that's really smart. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're thinking that already, but like, I think the time is now. Like, I would be like, after a month, or after it'd be like, here's your week in BeReal, or here's your month in BeReal. Almost like Spotify.
Yeah, dude, Spotify Wrapped, but like every week or every month or something. Yeah.
September Wrapped. Sounds like they could be doing that like right now. It'd be interesting to share on BeReal, and you could also share it like on other socials and like get people to go to BeReal, because people would be like, oh, what's this? This is cool. Jack is a genius. No, I don't think so. Grace is the one who brought it up, but
no. There's been some the BeReal dating real dating. What would they call it?
Ooh, real dating. I like that. BeReal dating. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Should we like write an email to them?
No, Grace, that would be giving away our work for free.
That's true. Well, we kind of already did though.
I know.
No. We could. That'd be funny. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, wait. Yeah, if we see them implement something like that in the future, we'll know. We had it. We heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I totally agree. The only thing I miss about Snapchat is memories, where it's like, you posted this 4 years ago. I'm like, that's awesome. But so yeah, I really think if they can get like the nostalgia factor on BeReal.
I'm surprised Instagram doesn't do that. Honestly, they have so many ways they could do that. Yeah.
It's so stupid. I don't know, but anyway. Well, that's it.
Time will tell
for this convo. Yeah, I think time will tell. Give it a year. Maybe we'll check back in a year, and see if anyone's still using it, or if we're all on TikTok now. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. We're here every Friday, 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST. Grace, thanks so much for joining us every
It's
week.
been
Or
real,
not joining
Jack.
us, joining me.
It's been very real.
Sweet. It's been
Okay, cool.
very BeReal. I don't know.
It's yeah, we be real.
We BeReal today.
Hope y'all have a be real day.
All right, bye guys.
See ya.